Welcome back to Ashik's Tech Blog, and in this demonstration video I am going to show you how you can create a service file for your Spring Boot application that is running on Amazon EC2 instance. So in the last video I have shown you how you can deploy a Spring Boot application on Amazon EC2 instance. So if you did not check that out, please go ahead and check that because this video is relevant to that one, because the way we executed that jar file or the executable file on the EC2 instance, that's not a good practice in production, and definitely you're not gonna do that for your production deployment, right? So in this demonstration video we are going to improve that approach and create our own service file and follow some production grade approach or the best practice for the service deployment on EC2 instance or a Linux system in general. Okay, so in the last video what we did is that we created a Spring Boot application and then deployed it on EC2 instance and then executed a command called something like this: java jar, then the file name, executable file name, and the port number that I explicitly mentioned there. So let me fix a port for this application, that is 9091. That means this Spring Boot application will run on 9091 port on my EC2 instance. So let me execute this command. Okay, so as we are not in that path, so it's showing that error. So let me get to that path. So I'm gonna copy that and paste it here. Now let us rerun that command again, and the application is being initialized. So the application has been started. So let me get to a browser and then try to run that. It's running on 9190 port. So since we do not have any domain binding with our instance, so we have to access this application through the IP address. So that's fine for this demonstration, but this is also not a good practice. So eventually we will see how we can actually bind a domain with our EC2 instance and then access it from the browser without typing in the IP. Okay, so the application is running, but the problem here is that if I get back to the terminal again, and since I'm running this from my local machine, right, I'm accessing this through a command line tool and executing all those things just from my local machine. So there is a chance that I will not keep this open for infinite time, right? So I'm gonna close this some sometime later. So what will happen is that now if you try to access your application, you will not be able to do that, and so do your users. Okay, they will not be able to access your application any longer because this process is no longer running. Okay, and so you see the problem, right? So to fix this problem we are gonna create a service file which is governed or controlled by the um, systemd application or software of the Linux machine. So let us go ahead and create one. So let me log in or access to my EC2 instance, and then I am going to take the root access and I'm going to the system directory which belongs to the etc systemd slash system. This is the path for this service file. So this is where you will find a bunch of service related stuff belongs there. I mean, the system related things belong to this directory in general. You see lots of service files are there, and all the other necessary files that are different, I would say different components, system related components belong to this directory. Okay, so let us I have one service file created already, which is the skeleton.service. So let us see what it has. So let me open that up with the vi command. So this is what it looks. So it has three different fragments. One is the which holds the metadata of the service, and then the service component itself, which contains the all the service related information, that where the application will going to be executed, which port it will use, and which software is using in order to run, and all those things. And finally we have this install fragment, which is basically it says the system to how and when this application will be accessed during the system boot. So these are three fragments of a service, of a typical service file. So we will copy this one and create a, since this is the skeleton one, we are not going to use that, but we are going to copy this one and create another one, and then modify that for our test application, right? So let me get out of this, and then we are going to copy the service file and give it a name like test.application.service. And then let's see, and we get a new service file here created. So let us open that up with a text editor, and let's modify that, like the metadata. Let us change the description as the test application service file instead of skeleton service file. And then let us keep the logging information as it is. And then in the service block, the user is root, and the working directory, I'm just pointing that location of that jar file that we have in our system. So this is the working directory where the system will look for of our jar file, and then we are gonna use the Java. So we are gonna put that path here. So we have that path, and then command jar, executable command jar. We are putting that file name as a parameter, which file to be executed, and then the port, obviously which port this application gonna use. Okay, so and also as I said that this application will be or can be accessed by multiple users during the system boot, so it will not have any impact on the access per se. Okay, so now we have all this information created here. Let's quit that, and now we need to tell the system that we have some changes here in this directory. So this is how we do it. um, systemctl daemon reload. And now since we have just created the service is definitely not running, so we have to run the service. So how we do it, we execute the command systemctl start, and then our service name. So either you can type in the whole service name including this service extension, or without the service extension, doesn't really matter how you do it. So both way it's correct. So execute that, and let's check the um, log, startup log. um, test application. Okay, and then I have mistyped it, so it should be like this. And now our application is running, right? So it's up and running. So let me get back to the browser again and then reload this page, and we get this up and running, right? So let me get back to the terminal again, and now let me close my session here. I close my local mobile storm session. So okay, I have closed that session. Does it have any impact on the application that we just initialized? So let me get back to the browser again and try to refresh it, right? You see it. This is how you do. You create a service file and let the OS take the responsibility of your application execution um, and the accessibility. Okay, so this is why actually you should use a service file. In general, this is what I think is a best practice in for application deployment and the application execution on EC2 instance of on Amazon Web Service. So or in a Linux based system in general. So yeah, so that's all from this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time with another topic. So probably I will go further with this and then probably provide more information on how we can actually create applications and all sort of things, how you can actually manage your application and write some applications and all those things. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Peace out. Bye.